You know, Pastor Bob likes to sit there and tell you that everything's been done away with in the Old Testament. Oh, prophecy's been pretty much fulfilled. Well, guess what? It's not been, because here in Isaiah 66, this is going to tell you what's going to happen to those still celebrating Christmas and consuming swine's flesh. So I pay attention really closely to those who think that Acts 10 or Mark 7 or Philippians is the reason why you can eat swine's flesh. It was never mentioned that you can eat the unclean food. So let's go over here. This is what's going to happen when Yeshua comes back with his 144,000. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and his chariots like a whirlwind. That's the 144. To render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Means a lot of people are going to die because they didn't want to obey. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst. One tree. Well, that's your Jeremiah 10 Christmas tree that he's talking about. Nimrod's penis that you put up home in your home every single year. It's the same thing from 2 Kings 17 to 25 while they went into captivity to begin with because they put up that damn Astroth pole. While they were sent out. So, let me read that again. They that sanctify themselves, purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together. For I know their works, and their thoughts, and it shall come, that I will gather all nations of tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. And yet you got people trying to tell you the truth, but you can't stand people like me, rough around the edges, that still smoke cigarettes, that's covered in tattoos. Well, you know what? I've repented from these tattoos, right? And there's not saying anywhere in the scripture that I cannot smoke a cigarette. For those that are holier now, I'm about to read about you that still consumes swine's flesh. Here we go. I am salt of them that ask not for me. I am found of them that sought me not. I said, behold me, unto a nation that was not called by my name. I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in the way that was not good, after their own thoughts. A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sanctifieth in gardens, and burneth incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the graves, and lodged in all monuments, or in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh, and the broth of the abominable things in their vessels, which say, stand by thyself, come not near me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, and a fire that burneth all day. Behold, it is written before me, I will not keep my silence, but I will recompense, even recompense into their bosom. Your iniquities and the iniquities of your fathers together, saith Yehovah, which have burned incense upon the mountains and blasphemed me upon the hills. Therefore I will measure their former work into their bosom. So here's another witness to you. We can go back over here to Jeremiah. Here's your second witness. Let's see here. And see, look, this is also giving you a hint too, like there's going to be many fishers out here trying to bring people in the covenant. So I'm going to start in verse 16. Behold, I will send many fishers, saith Yehovah, and they shall fish them. And after will I send many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine anger or from my eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have defiled mine inheritance with the carcasses of detestable and abominable things. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and the things wherein they did not profit. Shall a man make gods unto himself? And they are no gods. Well, that's when you're sitting there doing all these Santa Claus, your Easter Bunny. I mean, like, my goodness, like, you have no idea what you're doing, and you're trying to make the Messiah into God? Are you kidding me? Breaking the first commandment? Therefore, behold, I will once cause them to know, I will cause them to know mine hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is Yehovah. So, like, you guys hate the truth when somebody gives it to you. I mean, what is it? Galatians 4:16, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? I mean, like, What happened when Messiah came down here and told you the truth? He was killed, wasn't he? What happens when the prophets came along and told you the truth? What happened to them? They got killed horribly, didn't they? Probably the same thing's going to happen to guys like me and other people at straightsthegate.net that's telling you the truth, that's telling you to stop eating these abominable things, to stop celebrating these pagan holidays, the traditions of men, and actually start seeking out God's will and his righteousness and what he wants you to do. He wants you to get in covenant. He wants you to keep the 10 commandments, to eat clean, and then go tell others to do so, which is fulfilling the royal law. Loving your neighbor as you love yourself. Your Messiah gave you 2 new commandments, to love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Well, what's it mean to love God? Deuteronomy 5 and 6. Messiah mentioned off 6 of the 10 commandments in Matthew 19. James 2 mentions off some. Romans 13. Hebrews 4. Why would this be? Right? Why did Paul keep the freaking Sabbath 84 times in the book of Acts alone? Think about that. And then you got loving your neighbors, you love yourself. That's Matthew 22:39, which is quoting Leviticus 19:16 through 18. And James 2:8-9. I'm going to sit and read you Leviticus 19 right now. Because this is what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to love your neighbor, not being respecter of persons. I'm going to start in verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am Yehovah. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt anywise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am Yehovah. So if you don't warn these people of their sin, that means you've got blood on your hands. That means that you hate them in your heart. It means you're breaking one of the commandments. You're murdering them in your heart. I mean, how hard is this to see? You guys don't care about your neighbors. You only care about your own salvation. When you're told to go find his people, he says, first ye seek the kingdom, then everything else will be added upon you. So why isn't everybody seeking the kingdom besides straightsthegate.net? James 2, verse 7. Do they not blaspheme that worthy name by which ye are called? Do they not blaspheme the Messiah's name every day by calling him Jesus, when his name's Yeshua? English translation, Joshua. If ye fulfill the royal law, according to Scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, ye do well. But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin and are convinced of the law as transgressors. For whoever shall keep the whole law, and yet offend at one point, he is guilty of all. For he that said, do not commit adultery, he also said, do not kill. Now if thou commit no adultery, yet if thou kill, that art become a transgressor of the law. Okay, so if you don't tell somebody the truth that's in sin, that means you're killing him in your heart. It means you got blood on your hands. What's Ezekiel 33:8 say? It says if you don't go and warn these people, that blood's going to be upon your own hands. But if you go warn the wicked man of his ways, and he still doesn't give up, then the blood's on his own hands. But at least you delivered your own soul because you at least told that person. Everybody's your neighbor that's a believer. So you need to go start telling these people the truth and stop being a coward. And have views out there in the so-called Torah movement that's still doing the evening Sabbaths and doing these polluted feasts in Mystery Babylon, even from America, that comes up against the servants of Yehovah, that's actually warning the people, and you want to fulfill Matthew 24 and Isaiah 59, you're in big freaking trouble. That's why you're going to the tribulation. You're a bunch of cowards, and you have no truth in you. You're not willing to go give up everything to go find Dad's people. I've been on the road for 2 years. I gave up everything to go find Dad's people. What do you want to go find Dad's people? If you was willing to do all the sins for this world, like I did for 20 plus years, sinning. What was I willing to do for that sin? Almost everything. So why wouldn't I be willing to do more to find Dad's people? To get arrested, to be shunned from my entire family and friends, and not even have much in this life at all besides finding Dad's people, which is a big blessing. Praise Yah. I wouldn't want it no other way. Why ain't the rest of you acting like this? Why ain't the rest of you trying to find Dad's people? Think about that.